Hey, it's Aaron here. As many of you know, late last week, the Trudeau government announced a sweeping ban and planned confiscation of what they described as military-grade assault weapons. A couple things on this. Number one, to suggest that, quote, military-grade assault weapons aren't already illegal in Canada is a lie. Speaking as someone who was in the military, the weapons we used were all fully automatic, meaning you can hold down the trigger and fire multiple rounds of ammunition at once, and we're also equipped with high-capacity magazines, both of which have been banned in Canada since forever. Now, what is also true is that some semi-automatic weapons, like are used for hunting and for sport, look very similar to these scary and deadlier machines on a superficial level. And these are the weapons that have been targeted by the government, 11 different kinds and over 1,500 variants, all in an effort that will cost taxpayers tens of millions of dollars, if not more, all while leaving other semi-automatic weapons like handguns completely alone. It just doesn't make any sense. And as for the government's efforts to tie last month's massacre in Nova Scotia to their current proposal, it actually proves the exact opposite. All of the killer's guns were acquired illegally. He had no firearms license or permission to own any of them, meaning this new law would have made zero difference. That's probably because Canada already has a robust permitting system that works and involves weekend-long courses, background checks, and mental health scrutiny. It's part of what differentiates gun ownership in this country with our neighbors in the United States. Whereas there, it's a right, here, it's a responsibility. But maybe the most ridiculous aspect of this entire announcement is the exemption for Indigenous individuals using these rifles for hunting. First of all, the fact that the government acknowledges some of these rifles are used for hunting directly undermines one of their primary arguments for the ban. But most importantly, why are we still, in 2020, discriminating for or against certain Canadians based on the color of their skin or genealogy of their ancestors? If Trudeau really does think these rifles pose such a dire risk to public safety, why is he exempting anyone at all? Either they provide a lethal threat to the safety of Canadians or they don't. It's one or the other. You can't have your cake and eat it too. The answer, like so much of what this government does, has almost nothing to do with sound public policy and everything to do with politics. There are many people in this country that, for whatever reason, don't care for guns. They don't have any, they don't want any, and that's okay. That's totally their prerogative. Unfortunately, Trudeau is hoping to capitalize on their ignorance to score political points, which is unfortunate because the system we have now is actually working pretty well. Where we continue to have problems is the tsunami of illegal guns that continue to cross our border with the United States, and a revolving door justice system that puts criminals, including those convicted of gun crimes, back on the streets way faster than they should. We should be focused on these laws, making them tougher and cracking down on the criminals that already exist, not making new ones out of everyday law-abiding Canadians.